Morning, everyone. The elections are over, and the American people have spoken. The former president, Donald Trump, will be the next president of the United States of America, and House Democrats have fallen a few seats short of reclaiming the majority. House Democrats in the new Congress will work to find bipartisan common ground whenever and wherever possible with the incoming administration in a manner consistent with our values, but at the same time, always push back whenever necessary against far-right extremism that will hurt the American people. I think it was Justice Brandeis who once said that sunlight is the best disinfectant in a democracy. Transparency is always the best course of action, particularly when it relates to high-ranking government officials. But I'm not going to get out ahead of the top Democrat on the House Ethics Committee, Susan Wild, until she and I have had an opportunity to talk.
The President Trump has made his selections, has made his picks, and I think the Senate should do everything they possibly can to approve those and to nominate them and get them through the confirmation process. Simple, plain and simple.
And do you think that there's going to be more unity among House Republicans next Congress? Obviously, there was
I do. I believe we have the leader of our party, the mandate. You've heard these words over the last, 10 days now since the election. So I think there's a lot of people, there's a lot of Republicans in our conference that truly understand if it weren't for Donald Trump, we probably wouldn't still have the gavel. Mm-hmm. I think we could have lost the House or would have lost the House. The Senate would have been very, very difficult without having Donald J. Trump at the top of the ticket. So we owe it all. Congress, both chambers, owe it all to Donald J. Trump. So now let's just go out there and accomplish his goals and objectives, whatever they are.
Certainly the Senate has the authority to ask for it, and I frankly think the House ought to produce it. After all, this is a critical issue that the Senate has to address, whether or not somebody who obviously has had ethic issues for some period of time and issues of whether or not he was going to be charged with a crime, particularly someone who's appointed or suggested to be made the Attorney General of the United States. The Senate ought to have all the information it needs to make a decision. I personally am deeply disappointed that the President-elect would think that an individual with the background of the nominee would be nominated by the President.
It's, now it's a matter of how that plays out in the Senate. So,
how is he thought of here?
Well, it obviously is more of a well-known name now, given what took place of last year, something I disagreed with strongly. And the way we're thinking about it now, his seat is open, and we've got to make sure that we've got a really good candidate coming behind him.
Does he have enemies here in the House?
No.
He doesn't have enemies?
Oh, doesn't have enemies?
Does he have enemies?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Among Republicans.
I think the way the Speaker phrased it was excellent, and I'll just reiterate. I've served on committee with him. He is what the Speaker said, a very intelligent person, and he believes he's a reformer in his mind. And I respect what the Speaker said. So, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.